It's a fact. It's shameful, but it's true.
Rahul Gandhi is on the offensive. In a series of events in the United Kingdom that started with an address at the Cambridge University, the Congress MP has gone hammer and tongs at the Narendra Modi government. But his one comment has riled the BJP the most.
So-called defenders of democracy, which are the United States, European countries, seem to just be oblivious that a huge chunk of the democratic model has come undone, right? Which is a real problem. With regards to, and frankly, the opposition is fighting that battle, right? And it's not just an Indian battle. It's actually a much more important battle. It is a battle for a huge part of the democratic people on this planet.
The statement on the face of it suggested the world has a role to play in shaping India's democracy. The Modi government hit back, claiming the Congress leader was defaming India on foreign soil.
विदेशी दोस्त हों, विदेशी एजेंसियां हों, विदेशी चैनल हों या फिर विदेशी जमी हों, किसी का भी दुरुपयोग करके भारत को बदनाम करने का कोई मौका नहीं छोड़ रहे। मुझे लगता है अपनी नाकामियों को छिपाने के लिए एक सुनियोजित तरीके से विदेशी सरजमीन से राहुल गांधी जी ने भारत को बदनाम करने का ठेका ले रखा है।
I have seen in recent time there are, in the name of freedom of expression, attempts are being made to attack the democracy itself. One should not try, even attempt to defy the provisions of the Constitution.
Speaking at the same event, Rahul Gandhi sought to defend himself against charges of insulting India. The focus of Rahul Gandhi's speeches in the UK has been what he calls the undoing of the Indian democracy. From demonetization to Chinese aggression, the Congress leader says the opposition is not allowed to raise their voice.
The fact that the Chinese are sitting inside our territory, when we try to raise these questions, we're not allowed to raise them in the House.
While Rahul Gandhi claims the Indian democracy is in crisis, his comments incidentally appear to contradict the stand taken by the party when global investor George Soros made a similar charge recently. The grand old party had then claimed reviving democracy is the opposition's job and not any outsiders. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, let's cut across right now directly to our national affairs editor, Rahul Srivastav, who's joining us more to give you also context to all of this. Well, as per India time, any moment now, Rahul Gandhi is to speak in the UK Parliament. It's coming at the back where he's already ruffled enough feathers. When he spoke to the Indian diaspora, some journalists, and before that at the Cambridge University in the United Kingdom. Rahul, it's interesting because the BJP will go to town on the fact that Rahul is seeking the intervention of a foreign hand, where he says, why is the EU quiet on what he says is a clampdown of democracy in India?
Yes, Preeti, the BJP's response to what Rahul Gandhi has said is anticipated and expected. It has nothing new about it. The BJP wants to keep attacking Rahul Gandhi to keep the battle between the BJP and the Congress party. That's what the intent is. And, you know, it kind of fits in. Everything is also very predictable. Rahul Gandhi's mother at one time challenged for foreign origin, the BJP calling the Italian factor. It's always happened. Rahul Gandhi's holidays, Rahul Gandhi being non-serious. This is very predictable from the BJP. What Rahul Gandhi is doing is also extremely predictable, that he eventually, if you see from taking off from that yatra of 4,000 odd kilometers, he has a unique position that he is actually invited as one of the principal political faces in the country to places where, like Cambridge and say the UK Parliament, though in one of the committee rooms. The fact is that he has got a position of eminence, so he's utilizing that now very aggressively to position himself as the key challenger. I think it's part of a large political positioning happening. But yes, if you look at the statement, I think that needs to have a certain degree of what you call geopolitical relevance to be brought in. For example, the left, since India's independence, has always talked about that India is an over-governed country. There are too many rules. They hated our economic rules. They hated how we ran our economy. They wanted us to remove all laws, shed a lot of them, create liberalization. A lot of these things have happened, but still the West thinks that we are over-governed. If it comes to our most of the indices, human rights, media, and others, we are still poor ranking as we were at one time. I think at a moment in a world where China and there are other several crises emerging, and the world is reorienting itself, the West needs a Narendra Modi and India at that time to expect that the West will be intervening in certain democratic undermining, which Rahul Gandhi says is happening in India, is something too difficult to expect because the West is also driven by its economic and commercial interests.
But, Rahul, it's interesting in terms of what the language of the Congress party is, what is the language of Rahul Gandhi, and there seems to be at least a clear discrepancy in that, because you had George Soros, the last week, and the party made it very clear that we are not looking at any foreign intervention in our affairs. We are well within to take care of what's going on here, and we're going to go to the people of India with this. So the sheer fact that Rahul Gandhi is right now in UK and is actually urging EU and other European nations to actually come on board and call out what is the death of democracy in the country, how does that add up?
See, Preeti, I think that's what I think the Congress is doing. If you see the Congress's positioning on most issues, there could well now be a scenario in which Rahul Gandhi may be saying and doing things which the Congress might not be doing as a mainstream political party. It is now Congress driven by Mallikarjun Kharge as a political entity, but Rahul Gandhi is now seems to be that lone ranger who seems to be preparing for a new battle. And in that, I think Rahul Gandhi's statement are totally in sync. Otherwise, see, there is a lot of contradiction if you see the statements. Though at one time, yes, many people will agree that there are concerns over the undermining and dwarfing of institutes in the country. But the fact is that he's saying that I do not have the freedom to speak in a union university. And there is problem vis-a-vis Indian democracy. And he's a leader who has undertaken a 4,000-kilometer long yatra to save the democracy. If that can be done, I think Rahul Gandhi is using the place where he is, the location, perhaps to send out those kind of signals to keep a certain geopolitical audiences actively engaged. I think that does have an imprint because these are sources which actually impact people in India also, think tanks and others. I think that engagement is very critical.
Appreciate you joining us, Rahul. Thank you. We're going to keep a keen eye. Expect certain excerpts to come out very soon. Anytime now, Rahul Gandhi would be speaking in the UK Parliament, viewers. Thank you, Rahul, for joining us. Meanwhile, let's quickly shift focus to the big BJP bribe gate, which has exploded in poll-bound Karnataka as soon as former Karnataka Chief Minister claimed that the BJP MLA will be arrested. Virukashappa has moved court seeking anticipatory bail.
The Karnataka bribe gate explodes as trouble mounts for BJP MLA Madal Virupakshappa. The MLA, whose son Prashant Madal was arrested last week for taking a bribe, is fast losing support within the party. Former Chief Minister and the tallest leader in the state BJP, B.S. Yediyurappa, has called for Virupakshappa's arrest.
ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ಯಾರೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅದು ಕ್ಷಮ್ಯ ಅಪರಾಧ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾನೂನಂತ ಏನು ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅದು ಮುಚ್ಚಾಕುವಂತ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಬಂಧನ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎರಡು ಮಾತಿಲ್ಲ.
The BJP MLA is absconding since the Lokayukta raids on his and his son's residence and office yielded 8 crore rupees cash. Virupakshappa has moved to the Karnataka High Court for anticipatory bail. Meanwhile, the Lokayukta has issued a notice to the MLA to appear before the police. If the MLA doesn't appear for questioning, the Lokayukta could move to court for an arrest warrant. The Congress has attacked the BJP, accusing the ruling party of helping Virupakshappa evade the police.
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಅವರೇ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಾಡಾಳ್ ವಿರೂಪಾಕ್ಷಪ್ಪ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಗೆ, ಆಗ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಯ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು ವೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ರಾಜಾರೋಸ್ ತಿರ್ಗಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವ ಮನೇಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Virupaksapa's son was caught red-handed accepting a bribe of 40 lakh rupees from a businessman last week. The total cash haul after the Lokayukta raids that followed was in excess of 8 crores. While Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai has assured an impartial probe into the incident, the corruption scandal has dented the image of the BJP, which is already being accused of Commission Raj in Karnataka. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, that's the latest, and all of this taking place at a time where Karnataka is less than 2 months from election. The optics of it all fairly damaging when it comes down to the Bharatiya Janata Party where Karnataka is concerned. In all of this, what has really gone down, as soon as viewers, the former Karnataka Chief Minister Yediyurappa claimed that the BJP MLA will be arrested. What really went down was that Virupakshappa went ahead and moved court seeking anticipatory bail and quashing of the FIR. The Lokayukta has issued a notice again absconding Neta to appear before the police. And of course, the Congress is having a field day over it, going to the press, calling out the 40% Sarkar is what the Congress calls the Bommai government on taking a 40% cut when it comes down to state projects. But in all of that, this would be optics that could be very, very damaging where the Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned. All right, let's quickly move on right now in the bulletin. Karnataka and Telangana are in a war to outfox each other over setting up of an iPhone manufacturing plant. 2 meetings of the Foxconn chairman with the 2 chief ministers has set off a big political war and speculation about where Foxconn will set up shop next.
Two meetings with 2 chief ministers in 2 days and one big political war. Foxconn chairman Yang Liu's visit has triggered big suspense. Where will the iPhone maker set up shop? On 2nd March, Telangana chief minister tweeted to say that Foxconn had announced setting up facilities in Hyderabad, a move that would create job opportunities. In fact, KCR even declared it to be the largest investment in the country in electronics sector. 24 hours later, on 3rd of March, Karnataka Chief Minister met the Foxconn chairman, and he too announced that an agreement had been signed with the iPhone maker. Basavaraj Bommai also said that 300 acres of land near the Bengaluru airport had been set aside for the same. As the suspense swirled and politics peaked, the Telangana Chief Minister's office released this letter. Signed by Foxconn chairman Yang Liu, the letter says that the tech giant is committed to setting up manufacturing facility in Kongarakalan and is seeking support from the state in operationalizing it as soon as possible. With Telangana claiming that the debate had been settled, Karnataka too released a letter by the Foxconn chairman which said that he looked forward to successful grounding of mechanical machinery, EV and semiconductor segments in Bengaluru. The claim versus counterclaim has triggered a political fight in Karnataka.
He has discussed with the higher-ups of Foxconn. They have shown keen interest, and they have, in fact, we have identified 300 acres of land in Devanali itself. Our Honorable CM must have said it. Foxconn, I am sure, they will invest in Bangalore.
This announcement has been made to just gather some attention of the people and trying to show that he is doing a very good job. This is another jumla. Just to fool the people, the Chief Minister made a statement that Apple is coming, they're going to manufacture more than 1 lakh jobs are going to be generated, so many thousands of crores are going to be invested, as if, he's the person behind this whole thing and trying to take credit for something which he doesn't even deserve credit for.
Foxconn on its part says no deals had been finalized during its chairman's India visit. Bureau Report, India Today.
With that, viewers, I'm going to go into a quick break. To stay with us, news and updates continue on the other side. The other side, it's our fact check segment.
I think there's an opportunity for India particularly to work with the United States and others.
India is has the largest vaccine manufacturer in the world.
I thought if it's blowing in the wind, it's best I'm on the motorcycle. And I did 15,000 kilometers in 36 days.
Rich countries have a particular obligation to exercise their investment in innovation.
I believe that global business has the money and the power.
Improvements in the way we understand the importance of education and healthcare.
You have a greater chance of killing yourself than of being killed by any soldier or terrorist or criminal.
We're here at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, and I have with me the OnePlus 11 concept phone. Now, it uses a new sort of tech. It's called active cryoflux. It's an active mechanism that is used in gaming PCs to actually liquid cool the phones. Your phones get hot when you're gaming, and that seems to be the future. Even with OnePlus's R&D team, they think a lot of the gaming that we are doing even in India is going to move to smartphones. And that's why you want your phone cooled and charging in record time. And if it looks good while all of that is happening, well then it's not bad news either, right? It's got this LED backlight over here, indicative of how the phone is using liquid cooling tech to ensure that the battery charges in record time and stays cool while you're playing the next Battle Royale game. You know when you end up watching a 3D movie and you have to put those glasses on, and a lot of people complain of a splitting headache. What if I told you that there's now the world's first eyewear-free 3D tablet technology? A company called ZTE is making this in China with Nubia. It's the ZTE Nubia Pad 3D, the world's first AI-powered eyewear-free 3D tablet. And I'll tell you how they do it. They do it using AI with these cameras. It's always good to cover good tech, and I think this is very interesting. I'll tell you how the output is. Well, the minute you put any content on this particular tablet, you hit play, and even if it's in 2D, and you take a normal file, hit 3D, it processes in a matter of seconds, and then you have, at this angle only, a fully 3D movie. How is it making it happen? Maybe you don't see it from this angle, but you see it from this angle, and that's your normal viewing angle with one face right here with facial recognition. These two cameras are making the magic happen, so to speak. They also have a similar light field technology at the back if you want to use this to shoot content. That same technology exists at the back as well. That's not just for videos like this. What if you want to shoot a 3D photo? Well, this is the world's first AI-powered 3D tablet, and you can do that as well. Go on the Leica cam, switch over the camera, and we'll show you me and my camera crew right here, and you can take a video or a 3D photo. Now, I don't know how much of it you can see, but it is quite fascinating that this sort of product is now here at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. Also, although this is, well, a China product, it does ship globally. So come April, you'll be able to order this anywhere around the world. The world's first 3D eyewear-free tablet.
Shocker in poll-bound Karnataka. Crores found, BJP MLA son arrested. MLA named in FIR but absconding. Ruling party MLA hiring for 80 hours and counting. Who is protecting this Karnataka Neta? Mystery of the runaway MLA.
Welcome back. You're watching our Fact Check segment where we bust fake news. Now, there's a claim floating about suggesting that Biden prepares a draft for Americans to fight the Ukrainian war. The fact check on that, this is fake news, viewers. The alleged statement is an AI-generated deep fake. No such draft has been announced or drafted in the US by the president. With that, a quick break to stay with us. On the other side is To the Point.
G20 presidency has begun at a tumultuous time. There are so many differences. You've been speaking about it. We've heard various leaders at various press conferences address the same issue. But the bigger question over here is that despite all the conversations and heated exchanges that we've been hearing about, there still is no consensus on the Russia-Ukraine war, no consensus on the communique. Now, in that, I'd like to know how and why has the West failed in isolating Russia? Why do I say that? Because Russia is still in the room, and in fact, you actually met the Russian Foreign Minister, Lavrov.
So first, I think it's very clear in a variety of ways that Russia is isolated in terms of its aggression against Ukraine. Go back a couple of weeks ago, 141 countries, 3/4 of the United Nations, stood up in the General Assembly and voted for a resolution condemning Russia's aggression and calling for a just and durable peace in Ukraine. Here at the G20, the foreign ministers meeting, if you look at the chair's statement that was put out by India, it reflects on the part of 18 of the 20 countries, that is every country except for Russia and China, the very language that was used by the leaders in the Bali meetings just a few months ago in terms of what Russia is doing in Ukraine. So I think world opinion is very, very clear on this. And in the meetings today, I think it's also fair to say that a number of countries, again, called on Russia to end its aggression. And, you know, this is a concern not just for Ukraine, not just for countries in Europe. It's a concern for the entire world because the consequences of Russia's aggression are being felt around the world. People are feeling it in terms of higher energy prices, higher food prices, and countries are feeling it in a different way because there's been an assault not just on Ukraine, but on the principles at the heart of the United Nations Charter, principles that are necessary for trying to keep the peace around the world, like one country can't simply go and try and take over another, erase its borders, erase its identity. So I think it's very clear where the world is on this, and that was reflected here again in New Delhi.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
The all-new Red Dark Edition by Tata Motors.
Good evening, viewers. You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhry. There have been two big developments today. Development one, Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, was sent to 14-day judicial custody. He will now be lodged in Tihar jail till the 20th of March. Scathing charges were levelled by the CBI in court, claiming witnesses were being targeted and threatened. The agency also claimed that political colour was being given to the probe. However, this is just the beginning of troubled times for Mr. Sisodia, as the ED will now soon also ask his custody in the liquor scam. So a lot going on there. These were images of a smiling Manish Sisodia, who was taken to the CBI court at Rouse Avenue. But let's take you now to development number two, but let's listen in to all the reactions coming in first.
ना सिर्फ मनीष सिसोदिया जी के वकील ने, मनीष सिसोदिया जी ने खुद कोर्ट में कहा कि उनको मेंटली टॉर्चर किया जा रहा है। इस सीबीआई के पास मनीष सिसोदिया जी के खिलाफ 1 रुपए के भी भ्रष्टाचार का सबूत नहीं है, लेकिन अपने राजनीतिक आकाओं को खुश करने के लिए सीबीआई ने उन्हें अरेस्ट कर लिया। इसलिए वो मनीष सिसोदिया पे मानसिक दबाव बना रहे हैं, मानसिक प्रताड़ना कर रहे हैं कि वो एक फॉल्स कन्फेशन साइन करें और वो मान लें कि उन्होंने भ्रष्टाचार किया।
देखिए, ये 20 मार्च तो अभी तो जांचें आगे बढ़ रही है। मुझे लगता है ये 20 मार्च 20 महीने हो सकते हैं, कई साल हो सकते हैं, और एक बार फिर से लोगों को ये विश्वास हुआ है, हमारे दिल्ली के लोगों को, कि अपराध करने वाले का जो हश्र होता है वही मनीष सिसोदिया के साथ हो रहा है।
All right, so that was development one. The other big development today politically, the CBI and where agencies are concerned. The CBI went to interrogate ex-Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Yadav's wife Rabri Devi in the Land for Jobs scam. The wife and the ex-CM Rabri Devi was grilled by the CBI today, both to appear, which is Lalu and Rabri Devi, to appear before court on the 15th of March. During investigation, the CBI received what they say multiple complaints alleging that even their land was taken at throwaway prices in exchange of jobs in railways. Listen in to Rabri Devi. Meanwhile, the Bihar Deputy CM Tejasvi Yadav and Bihar Minister Tej Pratap Yadav were also present at the residence when the raids and questioning was taking place. Listen in to Rabri Devi and then we'll give you a bit of context to all of this.
सीबीआई की आपके घर पे क्या कहेंगे इसको लेकर?
कुछ नहीं कहेंगे।
हाँ,
चलिए हटिए। हमको एजेंसी से क्या लेना था? काम था, वो अपना काम किया चला गया।
मैम, बार-बार परेशान किया जा रहा है आप लोगों को?
और हजारों बार परेशान करेंगे, हम लोग बोलेंगे।
2024 से पहले क्या इस तरह के डराने की कोशिश लग रही है? चलिए।
Now let's give you context to both these developments. They come just a day, 24 hours after 9 opposition parties wrote a scathing letter to nobody else but the Prime Minister. The letter was signed by Telangana Chief Minister KCR, Bengal Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann, Bihar Deputy CM Tejasvi, among others. And what did the letter say? The letter said that this was a witch hunt against and misuse of central agencies against opposition parties.
देखिए, इस वक्त देश प्रधानमंत्री जी की जो कार्यशैली है वो ये हो गई है कि देश के अंदर किसी भी राज्य में अगर विपक्ष की बीजेपी के अलावा किसी सरकार होगी तो उस सरकार को काम नहीं करने देंगे। ये बहुत ज्यादा खतरनाक है।
नो ऑपोजिशन पार्टी में कौन कौन लोग यार समझ लें। जम्मू कश्मीर के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री फारूक अब्दुल्ला साहब, जो कि खुद एक स्टेडियम घोटाले में, क्रिकेट स्टेडियम घोटाले में जिनकी जांच चल रही है। केसीआर की पार्टी बीआरएस, जिनकी बेटी लिकर गेट के शक के दायरे में है। ममता बनर्जी, जिनके मंत्री के घर से लाखों करोड़ों रुपए पाया जाता है। तो ये सब सब क्या कि चोर चोर मुसेरे भाई इकट्ठे हो गए हैं, अपनी जान बचाने के लिए एक दूसरे के लेकर पत्र लिखते हैं।
So it's very interesting because both these developments are primarily the one of CBI at the residence of Rabri Devi has come exactly 24 hours when Rabri Devi's own son, today the Deputy CM of Bihar, was one of the signees to a letter to the Prime Minister which says that there's a witch hunt on to target opposition parties and the government was misusing central agencies. Well, let's cut across, which has of course led to a huge amount of political debate. Let's take it to our panelists this evening. Siddharth Sharma, spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party, joins us, as well as Ashish Sood, spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Swati Malik, spokesperson, Congress. Let's begin today with the Congress spokesperson, Swati Malik. Swati Malik, where does the Congress actually stand in all of this? Because when the CBI come knocking to the Congress's door, it's a witch hunt. When they come to the AAP, it's perfectly fine because Manish Sisodia is guilty. And you're also not one of the signees. You didn't sign that letter which went to the Prime Minister. So what's the game plan?
Thank you for having this debate, Preeti. And where Congress has always maintained this, much before even this latest, letter, we've always maintained that the ED and the other agencies are being used by the central government only and only to quieten the opposition. And that is it's only to quieten the opposition, it is only to blackmail and maybe just lure people to join the BJP. Now, I'm sure I don't want to read out the entire list of Mr. Biswa, of Mr. Rane, all those people against whom ED was taking a very strict action, investigation of 1100.
But Swati, the question's not that. The question's very clear.
I'm coming to that, Preeti. I'm coming to that.
Yes.
The question as far as Aam Aadmi Party is also concerned, now why has this action been taken? Because Congress Party had registered a complaint, has filed a complaint against Aam Aadmi Party and against the liquor policy. And yet, why is this action being taken now? Why only after 17th of October? I'll tell you the reason for that also. Only after Mr. Sanjay Singh started talking about the whole Adani and the Prime Minister relationship and the connection. It is only after that this also has been taken.
No,
right?
One second. Nobody's understanding what is the stand of the Congress. Is it a witch hunt against the Aam Aadmi Party or not? Yes or no?
Aam Aadmi Party certainly has lots of questions to answer.
So what is the Congress's take on all of this? Because everybody's a little confused. There are 9 chief ministers and other leaders of the opposition who've signed this letter which has been sent to the Prime Minister. Congress or any of its leader or chief ministers hasn't signed that. So the Congress doesn't believe that there is a witch hunt on where opposition is concerned?
There is a witch hunt on when everybody, all the other instances I've told you, but not for this suspect arrest, not for Mr. Manish Sisodia, because we are the ones who raise these questions. The BJP is acting after almost 1 year.
So the reason why the Congress did not sign, Swati Malik, on that letter is because Aam Aadmi Party is guilty, the rest are not, but they are clubbed together, therefore the Congress is not going to sign. If there was no Aam Aadmi Party, would you have signed?
Yes, for this one instance, for this one complaint, yes, Aam Aadmi Party we've been asking Aam Aadmi Party all these questions, therefore we did not.
So Swati Malik, you're saying right now on national television, if the Aam Aadmi Party was not part of the 2 chief ministers, be it Arvind Kejriwal or Bhagwant Mann, were not part of signing that letter, and if it was the other 7 chief ministers, deputy chief ministers, you would have signed?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is on this specific issue, on the liquor scam.
But Swati Malik, one fails to understand then what you're saying. But
no, because
nobody understands. Where does the Congress stand on this? One second, just stay with me. Siddharth Sharma, I know you're laughing, in all of this, but one can say the same to you as well, no? When the agencies come knocking on the Aam Aadmi Party's doorstep, it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt against Manish Sisodia. It's political vendetta. When they go calling, where the Congress is concerned, they deserved it. They had it coming. They are corrupt.
Preeti, point number 1, I was not laughing. God has given me a smiling face, so I try to put up that face. We are supposed to be on television. Point number 2, the less said about Congress, the better, because we can understand Congress's embarrassment. We beat them fair and square, not just in Delhi, in Punjab. So let them go around with their Bharat Yatra. Good wishes to them. Today, what has happened, yesterday's letter, it has a little bit of a context. Let us understand. This has nothing to do with anything else. According to India's federal structure, your constitution, the central government is like a patriarch of the family and the state government is like the son of the same father. A father can't be biased towards one son and put another brother into jail. If non-BJP governments like Telangana, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Delhi, Punjab are harassed by governors and investigative agencies, how can India become a Vishwaguru? How is it respecting the diverse mandate of the people? This is the critical question that the opposition parties are asking, because it is nobody's case. Everyone knows that if Manish Sisodia, for a second, if we say that Manish Sisodia has committed certain wrong, then how come Karnataka today? Incidentally, I am sitting in Karnataka and coming to you live. In Karnataka, on the streets, everybody is saying that the BJP government is a 40% commission government, and its MLAs are getting caught red-handed, 6 crores in their hands, and ED and CBI don't go there. He's a declared absconder.
No, 1 second. So, Siddharth Sharma, you can say that the Congress is embarrassed, but it's a little rich coming from a party which doesn't even have one Lok Sabha MP. The Congress at least has 53. The Congress at least has 53, sir.
We have 10 MPs in the Rajya Sabha.
Rajya Sabha, sir, I'm talking about Lok Sabha. One Lok Sabha MP, not one. It's a little rich that you take on the... 1 second, please hear me out.
Parliamentary democracy.
Mr. Sharma, hear my question out, sir. Hear my question out.
Even Rajya Sabha MPs are counted. Even Rajya Sabha MPs are counted.
I'm talking about Lok Sabha, the ones who have come democratically elected from the people, right? Not from the party. So, yes, you don't even have... Sir, let me finish my question. Mr. Sharma, let me finish my question.
They are not democratically elected.
Elected by the party, sir. They are not elected by the people. Am I supposed to explain how Rajya Sabha MPs are elected?
So why, if you
they're not elected by the people. They're not elected by the people of the country. What are we arguing about? 1 second. Mr. Sharma, you are trying to derail the... Sir, what are you... Can I just get Mr. Sharma? Can I get...
judgment on me?
Nobody's passing any judgment to you. You're refusing to hear the question. It's a little rich is what I'm saying, and it is.
No, it is not rich. It is what I've said is already on record. The BJP, India's federal structure states that the union government has to be like a patriarchal figure. It cannot, any law, Preeti, just give me 5 seconds. Any law is fundamentally justice, synonymous with something like air, available to all equitably. BJP in its delusion of power brandishes law like a demon.
But sir, you, okay, well done. That's a nicely, that is a nicely, Mr. 1 second. Sir, that's a very nicely put together statement, but when you talk about delusion, there's a bit of it which comes from you as well. You cannot compare right now, even if you would like to, you cannot compare yourself to the Congress. The Congress still has 54 or 53 MPs where the Lok Sabha is concerned and more than you where the Rajya Sabha is concerned. On the other hand, the question is very clear. Is it the fact that when the agencies come knocking to the Aam Aadmi Party's doorstep, it's a witch hunt? The same question I asked Swati Malik. When it goes to the Congress, it's vendetta. It's not vendetta. They deserved it. They're corrupt. But stay with me. I'm just going to open the debate as well. Ashish Sood, many would suggest the timing is perfect. Yesterday, the opposition gets together, writes a letter to the Prime Minister calling out what is vendetta politics according to them. Today, the CBI is at the doorstep of Rabri Devi.
Who registered the case against Rabri Devi and Lalu Yadav ji? Was it Narendra Modi government, or they are very old cases of fodder scams? And it was Mr. Sharma's party. It was his leader, the so-called self-proclaimed champion of transparency, who used to stand in the Constitution Club and call Lalu Yadav, Chidambaram, Kapil Sibbal and all as thieves, corrupt people, and later on he apologized all of them. So, Lalu Yadav ji and Rabri Devi ji were booked in a case of fodder scam 30 years ago. He has been charge sheeted, he has been convicted, and he has been debarred from contesting elections. So if you are opposing Narendra Modi ji, if you are opposing the policies of BJP, that doesn't give you a liberty to be corrupt, to extort money from the coffers of the state.
Ashish, you know, there's something that even the general Janta today has come to understand, and which is the BJP washing machine effect. The last ones I'll point out, the ones who skipped from the Shiv Sena, which was the Uddhav faction, and now, of course, what is the real Shiv Sena? At that time, the Eknath Shinde faction. You and I both know, sir, how many of them had cases against them. And since when has the ED, CBI or any agency has come calling?
I'll explain you.
So people will ask these questions.
No, I'll explain you. What opposition is trying to say in this letter is what they have been always, Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi has been claiming in their press conference. They talk about Manish Sisodia ne schools mein revolution kar diya hai. It is not the matter of Education Minister Manish Sisodia. It is a matter pertaining to the Excise and Revenue Minister Manish Sisodia, who has who has given
But
the
it's
policy.
not just Manish Sisodia, Mr. Ashish Sood. There's Mamta Banerjee. Let's say Bhagwant Mann is part of the Aam Aadmi Party. Leave alone Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann. Look at the other people who've signed in. Deputy Chief Minister, Bihar, Tejasvi Yadav, whose mother today, who is the former Chief Minister, is being raided by the CBI today as well. There are 7 other names to it.
Let me
Yes,
reply you. Let
please
me reply you.
Reply, sir.
Tejasvi Yadav is already booked under a case of
Sir, shall I now start counting the number of leaders that have skipped to the BJP and suddenly their trail has gone? The question I'm asking.
How can I debate with you?
No,
completed
Ashish
your
Sood.
question and before letting me give a reply.
Because sir, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You're shifting goalposts. Shall I give you a detailed chronology of names that have moved to the
BJP? Says, you all
sir,
report it very well. When Manish Sisodia says in the court that you cannot force them to him to reply what he wants to say. Let me reply the way I want to reply.
Sir, please reply. Please
Why
reply.
do you want me to reply the way you want me to reply?
Sir, because I've asked, it's not the way I want you to reply. I've asked you a question, you're not answering that question, you're talking about something else.
I'm answering you. You asked me.
Sir,
There are many other people who have signed it. I'm telling you who all have signed it.
No, sir, I'm not asking you this question if you hear the question. The question is, sir, there have been multiple... You're not again letting me ask you the question.
Tejasvi is
sir,
already...
let me ask the question, Mr. Sood. The question is... There have been a number of political leaders who have jumped to your party, who had active cases being investigated by central agencies against them. And suddenly, once they move to your party, the cases go cold. The opposition allegedly calls this the BJP's washing machine effect.
No, this is a false allegation. There were certain people, some issues were raised against them. There are courts in the country. If opposition feels that those cases are not being pursued in a proper manner, they can go to the court. Why are they not going to the court? They know. Shouting on the TV channels, giving statements in the press conferences is very easy. Proving these points are wrong. When crores of rupees is found in Mr. Mandal's with Mr. Mandal, the minister of Mamta government, and some other minister, and a room full of notes, a bundle of notes is found, and they say it is a witch hunt. So, which glass they use to find which is witch hunt or not?
Sir, again, okay, I'm going to now cut across to our... Okay, this is not a debate between you and I'll cut across to our other 2 panelists there. But I just gave you very recent examples, and there have been plenty more. I will give you the recent examples of all the MLAs who shifted to Eknath Shinde's faction.
No.
All of them, sir, they had active... 3 out of them had active case. Okay, I'm going to let this go.
Against them. They can go to the court. Why are they not going to the court?
Sir, why will they go to the court? The opposition is saying that your cases go cold against them.
Opposition does not mean that they can come out with the false allegations. Opposition.
Sir, how are they false? They were being investigated by the central agencies, and the cases have gone cold since they moved to the BJP. 1 second. Okay, I just want to go to Swati Malik again. Swati Malik, would you like to once again reiterate where does the Congress stand when it comes down to calling out the BJP or the central government when it says this is vendetta politics or a witch hunt? Because you can't, have your cake and eat it too.
Preeti, I don't think I was able to clarify or make my point very clear last time when you asked me the same question. But yes, let me just point out one thing. Like you were asking Mr. Sood, I completely agree with your point. Please ask him what happened to Mr. Biswa, what happened to the Reddy brothers, what happened to Mukul Roy, what happened to Narayan Rane. I have a whole list here. What happened to Bhavani Davli, what happened to Yamini Jadhav, what happened to all those people just before they joined BJP and after they joined BJP. What changed? What exactly changed in this entire...
Where does the Congress stand, Swati Malik? Those were questions that I've already put forth. Now I'm asking you, where does the Congress stand?
Go and prove it in the court.
So the Congress here stands very clearly with the fact, like you said, this is the washing machine for dhag dabbe.
But only it's a washing machine. But Swati Malik, my question is it a washing machine only for your party or the opposition parties which are towards your ideology? Because it's...
I'm sure you would have read what Ms. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra also tweeted. She's also tweeted in support of Rabri ji today. She's also tweeted, we've taken the stand against against lots of these inquiries that have been initiated.
Who lodged a case against Rabri Devi?
No,
All right, so the Aam Aadmi Party is the only one where you differ. The Aam Aadmi Party is the only one which you differ. All right. Siddharth Sharma, the fact is... Okay, Siddharth Sharma,
if I'm allowed to just complete my point, Preeti,
make your point, ma'am, make your point.
Sir,
can you please stop interjecting? Can I just get Swati Malik? Go ahead, Swati Malik, make your point quickly.
As far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned and this particular arrest of Mr. Sisodia is concerned, we have been very clear about it. This has been done, although after a year of filing our complaint, but we are the ones requested.
Okay, Siddharth Sharma, final comments from you. What is the Aam Aadmi Party's game plan? Is it still trying very hard to stitch up a front which is a non-Congress front? Because can you actually go into an election in 2024 on the basis of that?
Preeti, 2024 is far away. Aam Aadmi Party doesn't believe in politics, it believes in policies. We think, and all the opposition parties, especially the regional parties, very clearly think now that even before 2024, the BJP, in its greed to grab power, is going to go hammer and tongs totally unconstitutionally against all the parties which are non-BJP. And at the same time, it will make sure that its own people are not harassed. On the other hand, for example...
With that, ultimately, these are allegations that are coming in where the opposition is concerned, even though the opposition seems to be disunited even in those allegations. But having said that, we're going to leave it at that. But trust the debate to only get hotter viewers in days to come. Today, the CBI came calling where Rabri Devi, the ex-chief minister of Bihar, was concerned. All of that in light of a letter that was written by opposition parties just 24 hours ago to the Prime Minister, alleging a central agency witch hunt. A quick break. Up next is Rahul Gandhi.
Well, speaking of showstoppers, here at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, I made a new friend, 177 centimeters tall. That's actually shorter than me, but he's standing on a pedestal, the Cyber One, a humanoid robot from Xiaomi. Comes along with the Cyber Dog right over there, a quadruped which can do quite a few neat tricks. But speaking about the Cyber One, the humanoid, Xiaomi actually pipped Elon Musk and his tweets to making this humanoid robot which can recognize a bunch of expressions, emotions by human beings, has all sorts of AI and facial recognition tech inbuilt in it. But that's not all Xiaomi's working on. While this is a showstopper with everyone actually coming to the Xiaomi stall for this, this is what Xiaomi launched here in Barcelona. In fact, we were at the pre-launch event where we found out where this floating telephoto mechanism with this Leica lens, not just a gimmick, and I'll tell you more about that in a bit, but co-engineered with Leica, not just like the other brands who essentially are talking about color science and just some small little marketing partnership. The team that actually worked on this partnership did have an exclusive conversation with Tech Today where we wanted to ask them what they are doing with this device. An absolutely stellar camera. You're going to see a review very soon, but here's a few camera samples on the screen. You have a nice, neat little watermark, and whilst I'm talking, you have Cyber Dog following me around. I think he's taken a liking for me. But that's not all. If you walk around the Xiaomi booth right over here, you see that they've been building on an ecosystem with a smart living room, a smart kitchen, and these are popular products all across the world. A smart workspace as well, something they've been talking about, barring all the special edition phones and some of these interesting Redmi devices as well, is actually their mobility or their smart outdoors department, where they've been speaking about an electric scooter. Now, this is something that I think can be a game changer when brands start working on this in a wide-scale way in India. But we'll need regulations to figure out how e-scooters being shared will actually work out. I think it's fascinating what's happening in the tech world. This has been one of the show-stopping moments at the Mobile World Congress. And of course, we have my dear friend, the Cyber Dog, saying hello to all the viewers of Tech Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.